All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about how to take all those brilliant, messy ideas bouncing around in your head and turn them into a clear, powerful piece of writing. We're breaking down the whole process, from that first chaotic spark of inspiration all the way to a solid plan that's ready to go.
You know the feeling, right? Staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page, completely stuck. We've all been there. It is just the worst. But what if I told you the problem isn't always a lack of ideas, but sometimes it's the exact opposite? You see, when it comes to writing hurdles, you're usually in one of two boats. First, there's the classic writer's block, where your mind feels like a total blank slate. And then there's what I call the idea storm, where you have so many thoughts swirling around, you have no idea which way is up. But here's the good news, there's a proven way to get through both. So how do we start to tame that storm? Well, we begin with a set of tools designed to just get your ideas out. No judgment allowed. This whole phase is all about brainstorming, pure, unfiltered exploration. Think of brainstorming as that critical first step where you just dump everything out of your head and onto the page. It's all about turning that tangled web of thoughts into something you can actually see and work with, you know? It's the foundation for an organized plan. Okay, one really cool technique is called cubing. And it's pretty literal. Just like a cube has 6 sides, this method makes you look at your topic from 6 totally different angles. First, you just describe it. Then you compare it. You analyze it. You even tell its history and argue for and against it. It sounds simple, but this exercise can seriously deepen your understanding before you even think about writing a single sentence.
And then there's free writing. It is exactly what it sounds like. You just set a timer, say for 10 or 15 minutes, and you just write. The only rule is you cannot stop writing. Don't worry about grammar, don't worry about spelling. You might end up with something like this example here, just a stream of consciousness about why dogs are better than cats. The point isn't perfection. It's about letting those raw, unfiltered ideas just pour out.
Now, for all you visual thinkers out there, there's clustering, which you might know as mind mapping. You pop your main topic right in the middle, and then you just branch out, visually connecting all your related thoughts. This method is amazing for spotting patterns and helping you figure out what your main ideas actually are. So after all that brainstorming, you're going to have this big pile of raw material, which is great, but you can't build a house with just a pile of bricks, right? You need a plan. And that, my friends, is where the outline comes in. It is the architectural blueprint for your writing.
I love this quote from Grammarly. An outline really is your roadmap. It guides you from point A, all those initial ideas, all the way to your final destination, a coherent, well-structured first draft. Honestly, it's the single best tool to keep you from getting lost halfway through. And the benefits are just huge. I mean, an outline gives you that rock-solid structure, which instantly makes your arguments clearer and flow better. It helps you write way more efficiently because you always know what's next. And maybe most importantly, it helps you find any gaps in your logic, like a weak spot in a bridge, before you spend hours and hours actually writing the thing. So at its core, an outline is just a way to organize your arguments and evidence into a hierarchy. You use those Roman numerals for your main points, letters for subpoints, and then numbers for the nitty-gritty details. This makes sure every single part of your paper is doing its job and supporting your main idea. And here's a perfect example of what a classic outline looks like. See how you have the big sections marked with Roman numerals, like the introduction and how radio works? Then, tucked under each one, you have more specific points in supporting details. It's all just laid out so clearly and logically. Okay, so we've covered the classic process, which has worked for ages. But now, let's look at how things are evolving, because modern techniques and, yep, artificial intelligence are totally changing the game. First up, there's this really powerful revision tool called reverse outlining. Now here's the twist. You create this outline after you've already written your draft. You literally go through your paper, paragraph by paragraph, and jot down the main idea of each one. It gives you this incredible bird's eye view of your own work, making it super easy to spot where your flow might be off. But the thing that is changing everything is, of course, generative AI. Tools like ChatGPT and Gemini can take a single, simple prompt and spit out a detailed, well-structured outline in seconds. This is fundamentally changing the very first steps of the writing process for millions of people. What's so fascinating is that early research is showing these tools have, distinct personalities. For example, ChatGPT is super precise and it follows instructions to a T. But, and this is a big but, it has a tendency to just make stuff up.
Gemini, on the other hand, is more like a dynamic partner, giving you suggestions and reasons why, but you have to be really explicit with your prompts to get what you want.
This new reality is raising some really big questions for everyone who writes, from students to professional academics. This researcher's quote just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's blurring the lines of authorship. I mean, what does it mean to review someone's work when an AI might be a silent co-author?
So as we wade deeper into this future, the question isn't just about how to write anymore. It's a question for all of us. In this new partnership between human and machine, what part of the work is uniquely yours? And what does it truly mean to be an author today?